So now, which second-year quarterback do you think is going to take the biggest leap this year? You've got Trey Lance is going to get his shot in San Francisco. Justin Fields is going to get his second crack at it, this time for the first time from week one. You've got Mac Jones, who's on the MJ10 system. He's shown up rocked out. Then you've got Zach Wilson with the Jets, who have added a ton of great pieces. And Trevor Lawrence, who has the benefit of not just being Trevor Lawrence, but getting Doug Peterson, who is kind of a 2-for-1. He's a quarterback guru mixed up with a Super Bowl champion resume, and he's also not Urban Meyer. So put it all together. I've set it up for you so you could maybe noodle it in your head. Which quarterback, second-year quarterback's going to have the biggest leap? Mark Schlereth. What do you think?
Well, I think that Mac Jones was incredible last year, and if I had to put money on one of those guys, it would be Mac Jones. Stability of organization, Bill Belichick. I know they lost Josh McDaniels, their offensive coordinator, as the head coach of the Raiders. But still, I think that is probably the best situation. Jacksonville, you mentioned Doug Peterson. It's still Jacksonville. There's still a level of dysfunction within that organization. We'll see if they can, fix that. I like the pieces the Jets added, and I really like Zach Wilson coming out as well. But again, it comes down to overcoming what's in your division as part of it. You've got the Buffalo Bills twice in that division. You got the New England Patriots in that division. You've got the Miami Dolphins, who have put, a lot of pieces to the puzzle in that division, depending on how Tua plays. So, that would be my inclination. I still think that Trey Lance, is an incredible athlete. Didn't play a lot in college. Didn't play very much last year. There's going to be a big learning curve there. Along with Justin Fields as well. And the Eberflus hire as a defensive guy, Eberflus, it sounds like a Dr. Seuss instrument that you played. I played Eberflus last night.
Yes, I do believe it. I do believe
amazing. So
I do believe that was one of the instruments that the Cat in the Hat cleaned up at the very end of that that book. I agree.
Yes,
he picked up the
Eberflus. Yes, he did. He stuck it in his hat and then he wandered off. I mean, I just don't know what that is. And Justin Fields. Justin Fields is an incredible athlete, but he wasn't ready to play in the NFL last year. We'll see the progression that he makes. We'll see what he makes of that, but I still think he's a ways off, and I'm not saying he can't be great at some point, but I think that Mac Jones, just from an level of understanding, kind of a professionalism and being prepared to play in the National Football League, that guy had the biggest advantage, and he took advantage of that, and I think he'll just continue to grow.
What do you think about Trey Lance, Mark? What do you think about his 2022 season going into it right now?
Well, I think Kyle Shanahan does a phenomenal job with formations, with personnel groupings, of keeping a defense off balance with the running game. Last year I talked to probably 12 different teams that I have relationships with, and all 12 of them were studying the San Francisco 49ers running game, all of them. And so, you start taking that running game, that wide zone base running game, and you start adding all the zone read stuff and all the things that Trey Lance can bring and the play action stuff that comes off of that. I think from a setup standpoint, he'll be set up. Now it's just a matter of his ability to execute in the tough situations, when you don't have all the play action stuff created for you, when all of a sudden you're in a game where you're in third down and long a bunch, and you got to operate from the pocket. That's where a lot of those guys that are very skilled athletes but haven't had a lot of experience playing the game, that's where they start to suffer a little bit. And, that's been the criticism of Lamar Jackson over the years, is he's got to be better in those situations. And I think he'd be the first to tell you, I've got to keep improving in those situations. And I think, the Baltimore Ravens would tell you the same thing. So I think that for me is where I struggle saying Trey Lance is ready to roll, because he just hasn't done a lot of that.